Hi guys, I'm Ange.
And I'm Ari.
And this is Girls Gone Bible. We are a faith-based podcast where we talk all things spirituality, mental health, the Bible. We love Jesus so much here. He is the center of everything for us. So if you're here and you're new, just know that we love you so much. And we always say, come as you are, just don't stay that way. Let Jesus invade your life and change everything. We're just going to get into it today. So maybe we'll call this episode addressing what happened or something like that. Guys, you guys know Ari and I have been on tour now for a year and a half.
Yeah.
This past weekend, we had our LA show. It was our 41st.
42nd, right?
I think it was our 41st show ever. 41 different cities that we've done, 41 nights of me and Ari preaching the gospel on stage for 2 hours. As a lot of you guys know, Ari and I are completely new to this, completely new to ministry. Neither of us have ever done anything like this before, and we were thrown into ministry not knowing what we were doing and not really equipped for any of it, but just always trying to be faithful to what God spoke over us. And it was just talk about me, tell people about me, pray for healing, tell them your tell your story and about what I did in your lives. Mm-hmm. So we've been doing that for a year and a half. And this past weekend, we had a situation. It was our biggest night. It was our LA show. It was the last one of the year. We have been so excited for the LA show, right? Like we are from LA. We've lived in LA for a long time. This was something we were so excited for. And we had a little bit of a situation where we began the night. Both of us were on stage and I ended up having to get off stage. And so this is going to be an episode where we just get really, really vulnerable and kind of let you guys in on what happened and speak specifically as well to the 1,200 people that were there that night, that bought tickets, that flew from different parts of the country or maybe even different countries who came to see both of us. And we'll get into it. All right, guys, real talk. I love the holidays, but they do not always bring out the best version of my hormone health. The colder weather, the travel, eating things I don't normally eat, late nights, early mornings. It's like my body goes, girl, we are on a different schedule right now. 1 week I'm fine, and the next week my skin is freaking out, I'm exhausted, and my mood is probably unpredictable. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be like that. I started using something that has genuinely helped me feel steady even during the busiest, most chaotic time of the year, and that's Glow by Beam. I love Beam products. Glow is Beam's once daily hormone balancing blend for women, and I'm telling you, you will feel the difference. And Beam is giving our GGB listeners up to 35% off when you use code GGB, which is so clutch with the holidays coming up. And what I love most is how easy it is to add Glow to your routine. Like, it actually tastes amazing. The strawberry kiwi flavor is so good, and it's just 1 scoop a day. That's it. Only 10 calories, caffeine-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, and third-party tested. And the results? Glow just works. Like, it just works. And since taking it, you will notice less puffiness, less irritability, steadier energy, brighter skin, and stronger hair and nails. And it's not just me, because more than 40,000 women have tried Glow, and there are over 3,000 glowing reviews on their website. And that's what makes Glow different. It's comprehensive, it's easy to stay consistent, and it actually helps you feel more balanced and just more like yourself. Now, like I said earlier, for a limited time, Glow is offering our listeners up to 35% off of Glow. Just visit shopbeam.com/GGB and use code GGB at checkout. They just released their variety pack, so now you can try all the flavors in the Glow lineup. That's shopbeam.com/GGB. And don't forget to use code GGB for your exclusive discount of up to 35% off. This episode is sponsored by Glorify, the #1 Christian daily devotional app and one of our favorite ways to keep Christ at the center of this season. The holidays are beautiful, but they can pull your mind in 1,000 different directions. You sit down to pray, and suddenly you're thinking about errands or gifts or what's in the oven. We've all had these moments where our spirit wants to slow down, but our brain is sprinting. And that's why we love Glorify. It helps you pause, breathe, and actually reconnect with Jesus in the middle of the holiday rush. The daily devotional devotionals only take 5 minutes. You can read or listen, and it instantly centers you. In the mornings, you can start off the day with the verse of the day, read the short devotional, and then listen to the daily walk with God. It's such a grounding ritual. And throughout the day, if you need a reset, you can turn on one of their meditations or worship playlists. And at night, the sleep meditations will help you unwind and quiet your mind before bed. Over 20 million people use Glorify, and it makes sense. It'll help you stay anchored, focused, and keep God at the center of your day. If you're longing to spend more time with God, but you just don't know where to start, we truly encourage you to download the Glorify app. And as a holiday treat, they're giving our listeners 70% off a yearly subscription. That's crazy. 70% off, you guys. Visit glorify-app.com/GGB right now to download the Glorify app for free. That's glorify-app.com/GGB to download the Glorify app for free. glorify-app.com/GGB. All right, the holidays are beautiful and honestly so expensive. Like between gifts, travel, and every holiday event, it's easy for your credit card balance to rise way faster than your credit. If you're feeling that pressure, you're not alone. And it's actually the perfect time to get your credit in shape for the new year. And that's where Kikoff, the #1 credit building app in the App Store, comes in. Kikoff just makes it simple. Signing up takes minutes with no credit check, no hidden fees, and plans starting at just $5 a month. Your new Kikoff account will immediately diversify your credit mix, and every on-time monthly payment helps build positive payment history. And because the payments are so small, your credit utilization gets healthier fast. But here's a big one. Users with credit under 600 grew an average of 84 points in their first year with on-time payments. And if you choose Kikoff's premium or ultimate plan, you can add rent reporting. So the rent you already pay can help build your credit as well. Only positive on-time payments get reported. Help your credit survive the holidays with Kikoff. For a limited time, get your first month for free. Go to getkickoff.com/GGB today. That's kickoff without the C. Get KIKOFF.com/GGB. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/GGB to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kikoff customers first month only. Subject to approval, offer subject to change. Average first year credit score impact of over 84 points. Vantage score 3.0 between January 2023 and January 2024 for Kikoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time, and who had no delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. Long story short, I've been walking through some things in my personal life that I wish I could share with you guys, but the reason I love you all so much is because you're all so respectful of our privacy, and like, you guys are just so good about not pressuring us to talk about things that we aren't ready or comfortable talking about. But I've been just walking through a lot in my personal life. And the last month, Ari and I have we've gotten to do a lot of ministry. We've been on tour, finishing off the tour, trying, to finish the tour off really strong. And I've been walking through a lot. Ari's been walking through a lot as well. And I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much about myself. I'm learning so much about Jesus. I think I've probably hid behind a mask of being strong for a long time. And it's a beautiful thing to be a strong person. And then it's also really hard when you don't feel strong. And so last Saturday we have our LA show, and my mom and sister-in-law came into town. And the night before the LA show, I went to go get a spray tan, actually. And on my way back, I was having just a lot of anxiety. But it was different than anything I've ever experienced before. I could tell that I was beginning to have probably a nervous breakdown. I just felt my nervous system shutting down. It was different from anxiety. And why is this so emotional?
Because it is.
And so I'm on my way back, and I literally feel from the Lord. I feel him release me And not only just say that I don't have to do the show, but that I can, like, that I shouldn't. Like, I feel God, like, releasing me from it. And we've canceled shows before because of like a health situation, but we did it kind of like a week prior. So it was a little different circumstance. Like, this was the night before. We already had all of our tour team flown in. It was like a whole situation. And I got home and I'm talking to my mom and sister-in-law and I'm telling them what's happening. And I'm like, I have to cancel the show. Like, we have to cancel it. Mm-hmm. And the beautiful thing in the difficult thing about being a strong person is everyone thinks that you can just do it. And if you're somebody who powers through everything, everyone's just like, you can do this. So I have my mom, my sister-in-law, we have Socrates, everybody within the goodness in their heart are all like, Ange, you got this. It's all in your head. Like, you got this. Everyone is encouraging me, saying, Angela, you're the strongest person in the world. You can do this with your eyes closed, like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, guys, I think this is different. Like, this is different. Like, this isn't anything I've ever experienced before. And then so I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do it. I know the word, even if I don't feel. I've done many things and preached many times where I didn't feel good. Like, I'm just a vessel. God fills me and then uses me. Like, it's him. You know what I mean? Like, but I knew deep down in my heart, like, it wasn't right. And I woke up the next morning and I felt the exact same way. And I'm like having the same conversations, being like, guys, I don't feel good. Like, I just know that something is going to happen. And I was like, I said it from the morning. I was like, if I get on that stage, I'm going to have to walk off. Like, I just know it. I kept seeing it. Like, I literally knew I was going to have to get off. And then so, I'm starting to feel a little better during the day. But again, I don't know if anyone's ever experienced anything like this. I've had anxiety a lot in my life. I've had panic attacks. Something was different. Like, my body was saying stop. My body was saying no more. And I wasn't listening. And then we get to the venue and I'm not doing so well. And it's not even an outward expression of what's happening. It's just, I'm like, I don't feel connected to myself right now. And so I tell Ari and my team, we have to cancel. And this is like an hour beforehand. We have to cancel. And they're all like, absolutely. Doesn't matter that we're here. Doesn't matter that people are on their way. Like, we can cancel. And then I get on the phone with some people who encouraged me, again, out of the goodness of their hearts. This is why you listen to Jesus. You know what I mean? It's nobody's fault. Like, everybody, you know yourself, you know when something's not right. So I get encouraged again and I'm like, yeah, of course I can do this. Like, what are we talking about? Ari and I go out on stage and immediately I'm like, I can't even fully explain what I felt other than I was just afraid. Like, I was afraid. I was like, this is not safe for me, for my mental health, being in front of 1,200 people when I feel like this right now. The lights, the loud microphone, like, I'm so overstimulated. It wasn't panic. It was like shut down. Like, my body, after a month of like doing so much and running so hard and probably suppressing a lot and just powering through like I do my whole life and like I know how to do, my body literally said, that's it. That's literally it. We're done. And so we're out on stage and we're worshiping. I'm like, before we went out, I told Ari, like, just letting you know, I'm going out there. I think I'm going to have to leave during worship. And I'm sure Ari probably was just like, what? Like, that's not even real. Like, can't be the case. We finished worship and I went to go read the Bible on stage. I couldn't even like see the word. Like, I literally couldn't see the Bible. I was reading it and I was so dizzy and so overstimulated. And I was like on the verge of, I don't know what was going to happen, but I knew I had to get off stage. Like, it wasn't even a situation where I could like, I'm just going to be vulnerable and like let you guys all into it. It wasn't like a ministry moment like that. It was like, Angela, get off.
Yeah.
This is, God's never asking you to do something like this, you know? And so I'm on there and Ari talks for a little bit and then she stops talking and I'm just like, I just looked out to the beautiful 1,200 people who came there and I'm just so sorry to every single person that bought a ticket to come and be with us because this is so not something that should ever happen. And I just said like, guys, I'm so sorry. I love Jesus and I love his word so much, too much, to where I don't feel responsible to teach or preach or lead a room of people right now. Like it's not safe for me. I'm going through a lot in my personal life and I have literally nothing to give. And I'm just so sorry. Like I am so, so sorry. And then I hugged Ari and I walked off stage and I could barely see and I barely even remember this moment, and we'll get to your part R. And so yeah, I just wanted to come first of all say I'm so, so deeply, deeply sorry for every person that was there who came and got a ticket and the night ended up not being what you thought it would be. I've learned so much in this situation.
You did learn so much in this situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say that as your best friend, like, you are so strong and you have always powered through. Even when you're just in a pit, you will always power through for everyone and you'll just keep going and you'll put your head down and you keep going. And so even though that was such a moment for you where it felt like defeat in that moment, I know you look back and you felt such peace because you did what God told you to do, which is do not keep going. To see you with the strength on that stage, to come on there and to be so honest and vulnerable was probably the strongest I have ever seen you. In a moment where you thought that was your weakest, that was probably the strongest I've ever seen you. To be so honest and real and vulnerable.
I love you.
And I'm really proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, it is so weird to be in this position. Like, this might not, it might, I don't know, maybe it doesn't sound like that big of a deal for a lot of people, but for us, for me, like this is a huge deal, you know, to like walk off a stage.
It was a huge deal.
Like we've done this 41 times. I can like, I know the word, like I can craft a message on the, like there's so many things that I can fall back on and rely on. And I just am not a quitter. I'm not the type of, like, it was truly one of the most humbling moments of my life to be like, oh my gosh, like I don't have anything to give. And I like an old version of me. I mean, not that I had a choice because I had no choice. I couldn't stay out there if I tried. I would have passed out in like 30 seconds. I could barely talk. It was not good. And to do that in front of 1,200 people, in the past, I probably would have been like so humiliated.
I know.
And so embarrassed.
I know.
And as painful as it is and like just sad as it is, I'm like not embarrassed at all. I'm like, I think when you pray prayers like, Lord, humble me, like this is unfortunately the stuff that happens. And this is just like a beautiful breaking moment for me where like any bit of performance or image, is just cracked open. And yeah, I think even like my presence in ministry or our presence in ministry, like being in any industry, but especially in ministry, there's this like performance aspect and this like perfectionist image upholding at like element where like if you lead people, like you're meant to be perfect and strong. And I can fall into that sometimes where even in my personal life, if I'm going through something, I will feel like a fraud when I come on the podcast, because I'm like, how can I lead people when I haven't figured it out? And I think God's just like breaking that in me completely. I love Jesus so much, and I love his people, and I want to be someone who like walks in the power and the authority of Jesus and evangelize and bring millions of people to Jesus. And I'm just a human who is like trying to figure it out and gets it wrong a lot,
Yeah. And I think that moment of you being so human and showing people like, I have Jesus, but I'm broken right now. I'm going through things. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Like that was such a human moment of, I can imagine people feeling so seen in that moment, being like, wow, she's going through it too.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I say that to say that, like, watching you, and even what things that I've been walking through lately has opened my eyes to be like, just because we have Jesus, like, doesn't mean we have to have it all together.
No.
Just because we have Jesus doesn't mean that we can't have a therapist or be on medication or just feel like we're drowning sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people throw in the towel and they give up because they're like, he must be so far away from me.
Yeah.
Like, does he not hear me? Did I do something wrong? What did I do to deserve this? And you feel so alone, and you feel like I have to, it's such a reminder that we go through stuff that seems unbearable sometimes.
Yeah.
This is the human experience, and it doesn't make you inadequate or doesn't mean that Jesus is far from you because, you're drowning. You can't think straight. You're in a depression that you feel like you can't get out of. And so I even watching you, I felt seen too. Like, wow, she's having a human moment. And I think Christianity can sometimes feel so polished, like so cookie cutter. Like, I have Jesus, everything is okay. Like, no, sometimes it isn't okay. Sometimes you have to have people come around you and hold you, and you have to feel, and you can't think straight. And sometimes it's weeks of just feeling down and out, and it takes time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'll also just say that, like, coming from a person who has felt like limitless in a sense, like I just am like, you can do anything. You just get through it. You just power through it, whatever, like just feeling limitless. I just want to encourage every single person who has that sort of mentality. Like, you do have a limit. I have a limit. We all have a limit. And there's just a difference between powering through and doing hard things and then stopping when God is asking you to stop. And oftentimes he's asking you to stop by means of your body saying stop. Mm-hmm. And like, we have to take care of ourselves, and we have to be honest about where we are. And we have to be like, just really transparent and aware of ourselves, because I've never reached a point of, I don't know if it was burnout or just stress overload. But like, I've never reached a point like that before. And it was like an eye opener for me, where I'm just like, I'm actually not limitless, and I have to take care of myself. Mm-hmm. And, I am not going to just power through in ministry and be like
suppress. And suppress.
And I feel like that's what happens to, like, it makes so much sense why in local churches you're typically taken off platform when you're going through major life difficulties or transitions, but like you and I we run our ministry. Nobody's above, like we have to decide when we stop or when we pause or, it was a lot. And I'll also say now, like one of the most difficult parts about it was it's not just me up there, it's me and Ari. And I mean, I couldn't have come up with a plan. Like I didn't even know my own name. You know what I mean? I had no ability to come up with a plan or try to set you up. I just needed to get off that stage as quickly as possible before something happened. And unfortunately, and the hardest part for me of all of it is I left my best friend and my ministry partner on the stage. And that was intense. And I'll let you talk about that. I just want to say, regardless, I'm just going to say we watched Ari pick it up and preach on that stage. Like, you guys don't understand. We watched Ari take over and accomplish something that is like absurd. For Ari to be in that position, and regardless of whether I told her or not, to be completely taken off guard, and then like, what on earth do I do now in a situation she's never been in before, to handle it like a boss the way she did. I'll let you talk about it, but I am so impressed, and everyone that I've spoken to about it is so impressed. It's insane. Okay, so you guys know my life is chaotic, all right? I'm up early, I'm filming, I'm running around, I'm trying to get my life together. And as much as I love my morning coffee, I really want something that actually supports my brain and my body instead of just like waking me up and stressing out my stomach. But I don't have the time to be out here mixing 10 different powders or playing kitchen scientist before 8 a.m. And that's exactly why we love Everyday Dose. It's coffee plus benefits. It tastes just like coffee, but it is upgraded with collagen protein, lion's mane, chaga, and nootropics. It takes 30 seconds to make, and you never run out of the ingredients you need because they're already inside the blend. You can get that warm morning ritual that you love, but now you get clean, sustained energy with no crash and no jitters. It's literally coffee, but smarter. If regular coffee is like a flip phone, this is the smartphone version. It just does more. Get 61% off your first Coffee Plus starter kit, a free A2 probiotic creamer with over $100 in free gifts by going to everydaydose.com/GGB or entering GGB at checkout. That's everydaydose.com/GGB for 61% off your first order. Everyday Dose is also available at your local Target. All right, guys, we talk a lot here about living with intention and staying faithful in the little things. And part of that is caring for the body that God gave us. And modern life makes that hard. All right, stress, sugar, processed foods, even medications can put a strain on the liver, which is wild because our liver is out here quietly doing over 500 functions every single day. Energy, digestion, metabolism, it all flows through the liver. And that's why we're so excited to talk about Dose. It's a simple daily 2-ounce shot that supports liver function, and it tastes like fresh squeezed orange juice. Not another capsule, not a chalky powder, just a tiny liquid shot that actually fits into real life. And honestly, one of the hardest parts of caring for your health is knowing who to trust. Dose is just different. It's clinically backed with 2 double-blind placebo-controlled studies showing its positive impact on liver enzyme levels. And when you take it daily, you'll feel more supported. It adds digestion, supports healthy metabolism, it helps with those midday crashes, and gives real support for your liver, which also supports cortisol levels. It's like a little act of stewardship, taking care of your body so you can show up with clarity and presence. And if you're ready to honor your health and invest in your future self, try Dose with code GGB. New customers can save 35% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/GGB or entering GGB at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/GGB for 35% off your first month subscription.
Yeah. So, I mean, even as we talk about it, I mean, it was something that has taken me, what has it been, 3 or 4 days to try to grasp and understand. And, you know, Angela's just, she's like my other half. And so to see her in that state, my nervous system was in a complete state of shock because I know we had to get on stage and lead you guys. And And so it was like an hour before the show, and just, I didn't know. Just trying to take care of Ange, my whole nervous system was in a state of shock. This was one of the biggest nights, like you said. And then when we were behind the curtain, I knew that you weren't okay. Yeah, so then you got off stage, and I was going through so much in my mind of my nervous system was in a complete state of shock. There was so much that happened in that hour and then in that moment that I was trying to, like, do you guys know when you're in shock and your mind can't catch up with, you're just trying to, like, you don't have time to think, you don't know what's going on. So your body is just, my nervous system was just in such shock. And then I was so blessed to have my friend Scott come up, and it was a moment where when Angela had got off stage, I looked down and I literally said, it was like my Moses moment. And it was so funny that we just had this episode, and I'm like, you are qualified. You can do it. God pushed me. And I'm telling you, I had a moment where I said, God, I don't know if I can do this right now. I mean, honestly, you guys, this is my first, I didn't know that I could lead 1,200 people by myself. I didn't have anything planned. So this was incredibly terrifying for me. And I remember looking down and being like, God, I don't know if I can do this. And I just felt him be like, go. Like, I'm with you. Like, I just felt him. And I was so blessed to have my friend Scott there, who I had come because he was going to pray over people at the end. So I had him come up, and he talked to you guys for a little bit. And as he was talking, I just took that couple of moments to get my thoughts together. And as soon as I got my thoughts together, I was like, okay, I'm ready. And I think he was about to pray, and I didn't even hear him say that. And so I don't know. I think I might have taken the microphone from him before he was about to pray. I was just trying to survive in that moment and get myself together, and I didn't even hear what he was saying. And so I don't want you guys to think that I just took the microphone from him right before he was going to pray. I was myself trying to get myself together. The scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, really came alive for me that night, because I just, it was crazy. I don't know. I did the whole show by myself, but I realized that I wasn't by myself on there because you guys were with me, and I just love you guys so much. And I felt so, I felt so seen and so loved by you guys, and I love you guys so much. You have no idea. I kept looking at you guys, and I'm just like, wow. I kept hearing one girl say, you got this, Ari. And I know that you guys probably wanted nothing more than Ange to be there. So through all that being said, I just want to apologize too. And I thank you for just being patient with me and sitting with me through that. I know all of that happening couldn't have been easy for you guys. I'm sure you guys were in a state of shock.
Yeah, honestly, you guys were not expecting that whatsoever.
And it's jarring. It's no matter what, like, no matter how, you guys were so supportive, but I know how hard that was. And you guys were probably just trying to get your head straight too. Yeah. Seeing all that happen and seeing Ange so hurt like that, I'm sure that was just so hard for you guys. And so, I've just, for a couple days, I've been feeling so many things too. And so I just thank you. Thank you for understanding, and thank you for sticking with me through that whole show and supporting me and being my best friend.
She crushed it.
I really appreciate it.
I know that was so hard for you, and I know that I would never leave you, and I would never abandon you on a stage. I would never,
She would never.
I would never. I mean, that's probably been one of the most terrifying things for me. Not only did I leave her, I don't want anyone to think I left her. You know what I mean? That was...
No one thinks that. No one. I think everyone was so everyone said, they were like, this is strength. I'm so proud of you. So she was getting off stage and I go, no. I was like, no. Like I felt like I was in a fever dream. Like there was so much going on. I couldn't believe it. And I go, no. And she goes, you got this. And then I see Angela walk off and I go, I see 1,200 people in front of me and I'm like, oh my gosh. But it was one of those moments that it's like, God is with you.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're afraid, do it. Even if you have questions, do it.
Yeah.
And step by step, he just kept walking with me and helping me. And it was, that was such a crazy moment and night. But through that, I learned a lot. It helped me step out. It helped me know that I am not, I've dealt with feeling disqualified for so long. Yeah. And so I think that was a moment for me too, of God being like, no, you can. You can. And you can too. Anyone who's scared, you can too. God is with you in these moments where you're scared or you don't think you're qualified or you don't think you can do it. Yeah. He really does walk through those moments with you when you lean on him and keep asking, Lord, just be with me in this moment. Help me through this moment.
Yeah. So. I'm so proud of you. I couldn't be more proud of you.
I couldn't be more proud of you.
Everyone who was there was so proud of you. Me and my mom were backstage after it happened and we're just listening to you and we both have tears in our eyes. And I'm just like, I'm having an out-of-body experience because I'm like, why am I not out there? I'm like, what's happening right now? It was such it was just a swirl. It was just like, but me and my mom had tears in our eyes being like, are you kidding me? Look at her. Like, my mom was crying, being like, I am so proud of her.
And LA it can be a lot of.
It was one of the weirdest, truly guys, there's spiritual warfare all the time, right? Like, and Ari and I probably at the beginning of Girls Gone Bible paid a little more attention to spiritual warfare than we do. Like, we still are aware of spiritual warfare, but we just spend more time loving Jesus than we do fighting demons. And so we've been to cities like, I remember Salt Lake City was really dark and a lot of oppression and pushback. Whenever we're on the East Coast, it's hard. LA was one of the darkest, most oppressive ministry nights that we've ever had to do a week leading up to it. I truly can't explain to you guys what we were experiencing, both of us. And like, I'm walking through stuff, but like even Ari was going, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so weird things even happen. It was just a lot. It was an interesting night. I think we're still trying to recover from it and just trying to rest and get our heads on straight because it was a lot that took place. And spiritually, there was a lot happening. And this just goes to show. And truthfully, Ari and I, it's been 3 years. God has done so much in and through us, and Girls Gone Bible has exploded and become such a beautiful place for people to come and know Jesus. And it's been amazing what's happened. And we love our GGB gang so much. And we just want to be with you guys and be talking to you guys and make videos for you guys and release that. But we haven't taken a break in 3 years. We've taken 1 week off of the episode in almost 3 years. And people typically do seasons for podcasts, not us. Here we are every week, you guys. You know what I mean? People typically do. And so, I think that there's maybe got to be like a pace change for us as well. And all right, guys, open enrollment is here, which basically means that it's the time of the year when health insurance companies hope you're too overwhelmed to question anything and will just quietly renew the same overpriced plan with the same confusing fine print. If you've ever tried to navigate healthcare, you know how stressful and honestly, how impossible it can feel. And that's why we love what Crowd Health is doing. It's a totally different approach, a healthcare alternative for people who want clarity, control, and actual options, instead of paying into a system that never seems to help you. Crowd Health connects you with a community of people who directly fund each other's medical bills. No middlemen, no networks, no nonsense. And here's how it works. For under $100, you get access to a team of health bill negotiators, tools for low-cost prescriptions and lab testing, and a database of high-quality doctors vetted by Crowd Health. And if something major happens, you pay the first $500 and then the crowd steps in to help fund the rest. It honestly feels like the kind of options people used to have before everything got overcomplicated. And with ACA subsidies expiring for most people, prices are going up even more this year. Crowd Health members have already saved over $40 million because they refuse to overpay for healthcare. This open enrollment, take your power back. Join Crowd Health to get started today for $99 for your first 3 months using code GGB at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com, code GGB. Crowd Health is not insurance. Opt out. Take your power back. This is how we win. Joincrowdhealth.com. This episode is brought to you by NOCD. Have you ever had really stressful, unwanted thoughts pop up during worship? Maybe it made you feel like you needed to start your prayer over because it wasn't right or perfect. Maybe it filled you with shame or caused crushing guilt because it felt like it offended God. A lot of people have these thoughts, including Ari and I. And trust us, we know how scary and isolating they can be to struggle with. They can even lead to compulsive behavior, like constantly asking for reassurance, punishing yourself for having bad thoughts, or worrying that God is mad at you all the time. But here's what honestly changed everything for us. Learning that these thoughts aren't character flaws or signs of weak faith. They might be symptoms of religious OCD, also known as scrupulosity. OCD is really misunderstood, so a lot of people are surprised to learn that it can focus on religion. But it's true. OCD can latch onto literally anything that you deeply care about, including your faith. And when it does, it can be devastating. But there's hope, because with the right kind of therapy, OCD is highly treatable. And that's where NOCD comes in. With NOCD, you can do virtual therapy designed specifically for OCD. Their licensed therapists deeply understand OCD as well as your faith and how important it is in your life. They'll help you work through these thoughts using exposure and responsive prevention, or ERP, a type of specialized therapy that's the most proven treatment for OCD. NOCD also accepts many major insurance plans, including United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, and more, and provides always-on support between your therapy sessions. Guys, if any of this sounds familiar, you're really not alone. And NOCD can help. Visit nocd.com to schedule a free 15-minute call and learn more. That's nocd.com to learn more and book a free call. Grand Canyon is an affordable private Christian university in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, offering over 360 academic programs informed by industry and student learning outcomes. In addition to federal grants and aid, GCU's on-campus students received approximately $196 million in scholarships in 2024. On average, undergraduate students graduate with approximately $6,200 less federal and private loan debt than students at private nonprofit four-year universities. And many have the opportunity to graduate in less than 4 years. One of the country's largest universities, GCU is ranked among the top 25 college campuses in America. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see what scholarships you may qualify for. Admissible high school seniors and transfer students can schedule a complimentary visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
I was led to Isaiah 43 today, so I just wanted to read it to you guys. And I think it's so good for people that are struggling right now with mental health, weariness, feeling like you're drowning, feeling like you're never going to come out of what you're in right now, feeling like God has abandoned you. This is one of my favorite scriptures, and I like to read it over myself when I'm struggling so much in my mind and when I'm in such a trial. Isaiah 43, verse 2, it says, "Do not be afraid, for I have ransomed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you go through deep waters, I will be with you. When you go through rivers of difficulty, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire of oppression, you will not be burned up. The flames will not consume you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I traded their lives for yours because you are precious to me. You are honored, and I love you. Do not be afraid, for I am with you." It doesn't mean that we're going to go through seasons that it's always going to be flowery and okay. But he promised us is that when we go through these trials, we are not alone, that he's with us, that we will not drown, that we will not burn up, that it will not consume us, that he is with us. And in due time, he will get us out. And I just love how he reminds us, because sometimes we need to be reminded how loved we are and how precious we are in seasons where we feel rejected and we feel worthless. We feel like we're never going to get out of trial that we're in. It's through these rivers of difficulty. It's through these seasons where we can't see that light at the end of the tunnel, as we know Jesus as our Father and our Savior, the one who rescues us. If somebody is dealing with mental health, he is with you. He loves you. You are precious to him. And he's using everything you're going through right now to build you and to strengthen you and to perfect your character. And through that, you will be a witness to him. You are his servant. He loves you, and he's going to use it to shine his glory through you. And so hang on. You will not drown. He loves you and he's with you, and you will get through this.
It's beautiful. Yeah, guys, we love you so much. We really, really do. I love you so much. Thank you to everyone who's been so kind. And thank you to everyone who, you guys are all, that's why I love being a Christian. And that's why I love having a Christian podcast, because you guys are the most understanding, compassionate, grace-filled people. And again, I'm so sorry for what happened. And I'm also just like, we're all in this together, you know? And, yeah, this is life. This is real life. This is when like every bit of performance or image preservation breaks off. We all go through things. What I've learned the most, I think what's been interesting for me is like I've like been through so much in my life that I'm like, you know, I feel like as a Christian, sometimes you think you should have, like, you've arrived somewhere and you've overcome all these things, and you'll never have, like, once you've been broken, God won't surely have to break you again, you know? And what I've learned is that's not the truth, you know? Like, I think we will forever be broken and crushed so that God could, you know, can over and over and over again form us. And I think it's just like a really humbling situation to reach a breaking point in a way. And so just know I'm walking through this all with you guys, where I know what it's like to even be going through something and see things from the past, like old coping mechanisms or old habits or old ways of thinking, things in which you've been delivered from and you're freed from and you've been free. And you're like, oh my gosh, how am I thinking like that again? How am I doing that again? So just know that life is insane, and being a Christian is a mess sometimes, and it's really messy. And so I just hope that anybody walking through anything, I just hope you know that like being messy is normal. I know what it's like to be messy. I feel pretty messy right now, and it's okay. Like, it really is okay. And if you have ever seen Ari and I in a way that is like idolatrous in any way, like, oh, we're these I doubt anyone actually thinks that. But if for some reason anyone has ever looked at us like these big, powerful women of God who are cleaned up and got it together, guess what? We are just like you. We are all children of God, being sanctified, transformed, renewed, restored back into the image of God. Every single one of us going through the same thing. We are all so much more similar than we think. We're all in the same process of sanctification and crushing and rebuilding, every single one of us. So I hope that makes you feel so much less alone, that literally everything you're going through is something that we have to go through as well. It looks different. We're all unique individuals, but every single one of us are going through something, and God in all of our situations has the same intention, to make us more like Jesus and to bring us closer into his heart. So
And it's a lifelong journey.
Yeah, literally. So we love you guys so much. We thank you for being here. Thank you for being our people. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May he make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he turn his face towards you and give you peace. Shalom, shalom. We love you.